Welcome to the comeback. I'm Massive Steve. It's day 329 and it's 5 days ago since I was doing the Bournemouth International Triathlon, which included the swim course a couple of k's behind me to my left, and the run course, which was an out and back from Bournemouth to Sandbanks, which is on my right. It was pretty different conditions to what you can see. It started raining when I was just down to the holding pen for the start, and then by the time I was out and on the bike, the heavens had opened and it continued to rain, so that was a bit of an adventure. I had a solid swim. I deliberately wasn't trying to go super fast just because I think I'd only swum about 5 times in the last 3 months, and I'd only done the distance in open water once, so I thought I'll just do a fairly conservative swim, but my swim background seemed to be solid, and yeah, that was fine. Slight adventures in T1 and running up the zigzag, but got through those all right. The bike was the one that, as anticipated, was a challenge, both because it's not my strongest leg and also because in just such difficult conditions I'm not experienced enough to just be able to roll through them, and while I'm used to people overtaking me on the bike, I was slightly in awe of guys who just seemed totally relaxed, zooming on their TT bikes on open roads in such conditions. I think I kind of did get a little bit tired towards the last sort of past 30k on the bike, and the hills were a bit of a challenge. Through T2 with less adventures and out onto the run. I had only done like 8k max run till that point, so I decided that again I would just take it a little bit conservatively on the run. I got in with a little bit left in the tank, but obviously I didn't know that until I got there, so I think that was probably the smart approach to take. As you can see from the race card, like it was towards the bottom of the pack finish, but it is like an age group qualifier for the age group world champs, so like top 4 get to go to, I think it's Istanbul next year, so that is, that was attracting higher level of competitor, and it was actually less than 100 days, like 98 days between me taking 2 hours and 15 minutes to get across the line, having done only half the swim in a sprint distance at Blenheim, and so like nearly an hour for a 20k bike and nearly 45 minutes for a 5k run, because basically after surviving the swim I was just carrying my inhaler and pootling around on the bike and walk jogging. There was even a slightly comedic race photo from Blenheim of me walking, which I have not purchased, unsurprisingly. And so I think trying to look at it and reflect on it, like on the one hand it is sort of great to have a little bit of a look at the standard of kind of top age groupers, and also just kind of be impressed by what some of those guys can do. But in terms of sort of my personal progress, to go from a 2 hour 15 sprint where you haven't even done all of it to doing an Olympic distance in 2 hours 52 something in less than 100 days is like really great progress, and just like make me think, if I was a bit more consistent and you elongated that work over a longer time scale, what could be achieved, particularly as I've although I have been doing the work and I have seen my kind of fitness and conditioning improve, I have just continued to plateau. I haven't managed to even get under 100 kilos yet. Very consistently 100 point a small amount at the moment, so that will be another significant landmark when I manage to get under 100 kgs. But yeah, there's a long way to go in terms of potential improvements if I can get down to the low 80s, which is where I was racing before. So yeah, I think lots of real positives to take from that race. And so I'll be done with triathlons for the season now, and now focus on doing the Bournemouth half marathon in mid-October.